That was pretty poor performance by us. Credit to Adelaide. They come out in the 1-2-2 zone, slowed us down. It was kind of the perfect. It was kind of the perfect storm for us. We couldn't pick up pace because we couldn't get stops, consecutive stops to get rhythm. They slowed us down at the offensive end because they were getting buckets and they could get themselves organised at the defensive end, and it just seemed to be continuous. On top of that, the level of boneheadedness on some of our players was pretty costly. Every time we'd start to fight our way back into the game, find a little bit of rhythm, we'd find a way to trip ourselves up. Self-inflicted wounds. We talked about this one before. Giving away unsportsmanlike foul, grabbing uniform, throwing the ball out in the third row. Just stuff that is really costly on the nights that you're not shooting well, and that's as bad as we can probably shoot the ball. So you have to do the other things well, and we were pretty poor in other areas tonight. So really disappointing.
The guys did get back right in it with about 5 minutes to go, or whatever it was, got within 1 or 2 points. Was it just, what do you think it was that just couldn't get you guys following it?
A couple of plays there that we let ourselves down on, and then you kind of dig in that hole for yourself. So you got to try and find a way to speed up the game. So we had to push up the floor. They broke our pressure a couple of times, get themselves an easy bucket. So you just keep falling behind and behind. You got to try and increase the speed, increase the number of possessions as much as possible, and no other benefactors on that. We had to get quick shots. They got boards, empty it out, and go the other way. So it just wasn't our night. At any end, all the credit to Adelaide. They were fantastic. Especially Daniel Dillon. I know he's been struggling. Love Daniel Dillon. He's a good bloke. I'm happy for him to go out there and do well, sort of. They had contributors. Drimmick was fantastic from the get-go. We didn't have a good job on that. Obi Kaye, I think that's how you say it. I thought his efforts early in the game. Fabulous, and Joey throws him into the starting lineup. You get what you want out of that. The kid brought a bit of energy, and we were really struggling to find energy tonight. We got a little out of Jay, and I'm looking at trying to find a way to get him back in the game. And I'm thinking, well, geez, I've got to put Creaky at the 3. They got this zone on us. Are we too big against that? And it was just sort of like, so that was on me. I probably need to be a little bit more resourceful in finding ways to get Jay minutes. But we had a few guys down tonight. And look, I'll be honest, it wasn't a great preparation for us. We've had a bad 36 hours since the Melbourne United game. I think we've let down ourselves in a couple of areas away from basketball. Not New Zealand level letdowns, but just a couple of things that we sort of talk about with regards to how we want to be presented, how we want to behave, what people say about us. And I thought when we start to let those things go, it comes out onto the floor, and the guys got a bake from me this morning at our shoot around. Shoot around should be roll the balls in, come in, get your job done, but our heads were not where it needed to be, and I thought we saw a bit of that tonight. We've got to do a better job of prepping these blokes, getting them ready. Again, all the credit to Adelaide. Joey's 1-2-2 zone there. They did a great job. Randall was phenomenal. Eric Griffin played probably his best game of the season. So, kicked our butts. Thoroughly deserved by Adelaide.
I know the Perth game was a fair big result, but is that the first time someone's put your defensive transition sort of struggles and put a zone on you that's really mixed you up and sort of compounded both of those?
I think you already mentioned Perth put a number on us. Look, there's been moments in other games where we've been really poor at that as well. The first half against Adelaide when we played them last time, we were pretty poor. And then they dropped off and we found something. I think there was a bit of lethargy from that Perth game carried over into the start of that one. But they had it. I don't think Joey would have. I think it'd be a pretty short video tomorrow session for him. They'll show a couple of highlights and then move on to the next opponent, where ours will be pretty lengthy. Things that we need to do better. But there'll be some heart-to-heart talked about how we're going to be better as a club, and how we want to push forward as a season. You know, we've fallen back to the pack now, and you know, we had that little bit, we had a chance to get a little separation this weekend, and we failed. So I think all up, you know, we had a big test that we were really looking forward to in the Perth one, got absolutely annihilated. Big test this weekend, you know, where we could have really pushed ourselves up into the rankings, and failed, you know, 0-2. So we're in a dogfight with everybody else, which is, you know, it's going to be okay.
Sean, what do you make of the game? What do you make of the energy of the team tonight?
It was a tough game. Like you said, we just couldn't get over that hump. Every time we fall back into the game, we would, you know, make a mistake or a mental error where they would punish us. So we have to be better in the start. I think we gave them too many easy looks, open looks. Randall got going in the beginning. He was hot the whole game. So they had a lot of guys hitting shots. I mean, it was one of those games we couldn't get over the hump, but everybody fought hard, I feel like, but we kind of turned it on too late.
Simon sort of mentioned here the guys, maybe some of the guys didn't handle themselves properly between now and last game. How can all you guys sort of be better and sort of lift yourselves up in between games?
We just got to be better as a unit. We just got to be honest with each other. Look, you know, be able to look at each other in the eye and be able to be honest. You know, we got to be honest to each other, and this isn't good enough. You know what I mean? We have to be better than this. We had, like you said, we had an opportunity to separate ourselves from the pack, and we didn't do that. So we got to get to square one and just put the work in and be better next game.
Simon, are you finding, I guess, as you played more games, that other teams have more of a chance to scout you guys? Is that making it harder coming in? Especially a team you've seen before.
I don't know why I had visions of Popovich answering that one. As you play more games, it's likely that you're going to get more opportunity to scout the opposition. I'll put Popovich away and answer the question properly. Of course, you know, we're a little bit of an unknown quantity coming in. And, you know, teams, it's a copycat league. You know, you play each other a bunch of times. And I've always said, forever and a day in this league, especially since it's been a smaller numbered league, that when you beat a team and you beat them, you know, relatively comfortable, that you're at a huge disadvantage going back the next time. Because everything you did is probably not going to work the next time because they're covering for it. I thought, you know, everything. You go back to the Melbourne United game, you know, who kicked our butts in that? The first, you know, a couple of weeks ago was Chris and Sean Long. We make adjustments and they find other ways to answer that. And same thing I thought happened tonight. You know, we really struggled to counter their pressure and have answers for their zone, and yeah, it's a tough league, and there's some great coaches in this league, and they make adjustments, and you've got to try and guess what the adjustments they're going to make. You know, we're continually tweaking with our sets and the things that we do. You know, we're bringing in plays all the time, not saturating the guys with them, but we're always tweaking what we've got to try and make them more efficient and to keep other teams guessing. But yeah, we just, you know, sometimes you don't make shots. And I think tonight was one of those nights, and we're not going to leave it at that simple. You know, we'll be forensic on our video. But geez, we shot the ball poorly, like easy stuff too, wide open stuff around the rim. There wasn't, you know, back to the basket. There wasn't really an avenue for us that sort of we found a consistent way of getting buckets all night. That will help our defense because we can set up a little bit. But I just thought, you know, I think our team, our identity right now is that if we're playing well at the offensive end, we'll play a little bit better at the defensive end, and that's an also ran basketball team, to be honest. You know, you have to identify yourself as a defensive team and that you create offense from that side of the floor. And that's where we've got to grow as a club between now and the end of the season. We've got to shift that mindset, shift the way that the belief system in the group, and that's always going to be our challenge. It's not a surprise to us. We've said from the get-go, offensively, we're going to be okay. I mean, even as bad and horrible as we were tonight, we still dropped 91, but we're giving up 103. So, yeah. We got to be better.
Good test, obviously, next Saturday against probably the best defensive team in the league right now in Sydney. You know, how will you guys look to ensure that you are getting, you know, putting up enough points to allow you to see defence as well?
Yeah, it's a different beast going up against Sydney. Different systems. You know, they're the leader of the pack right now. Certainly fallible though. Like, they were pretty lucky. I thought, as a casual observer, I thought they were really lucky with some calls down the stretch, which got them over the line. And credit to Illawarra, I thought they were fantastic. We'll borrow a little bit of something from that, but it was, they're the leader of the pack, but they're not. It's not an insurmountable challenge for us at all. We've already had them. We had them in pre-season. Different, I know, but we've seen a little bit of what they can do. They're a little bit disorganised at that stage. Pretty new team, but we'll be okay.
Simon, just what sort of behaviours do you want to see improved upon? Because you touched on you weren't happy with some things between end of last game status.
Yeah. When we talk about behaviour, it's not big deals.
No.
It's not. It's small deals for us. Like, two guys late for a meeting this morning. One was a misunderstanding. The other one was 30 seconds through the door late, and that's not good enough. We don't tolerate that. I think we had someone may have been a little bit rude on the phone to somebody, and we don't like that. It was overheard, and we're going to hold people accountable for that stuff. We put a lot of work into the community. We put a lot of work into how we want to be perceived, and they're just small things, but they trip you up. You've got to be on point at all times in your behaviours. It's just creeped into the group a little bit. It's just a general reminder, and we'll go from there.
Thanks, guys.